Live from 7 Sports, this is the Orange and Blue Review.
And none of us are smiling.
No.
Rightly so.
Smiles this morning.
Darren Copeland here, 24/7 News.
I'm smiling.
Are you? You still feeling good?
There's still Avs and Nuggets and Rockies.
And
now
you're,
I'm not.
and
now
you're still
I'm
smiling?
Now I'm not smiling.
Well, wait a minute. We have the Furniture Row car at NASCAR.
Right?
We do. We do.
Okay.
Well, we got the offseason.
That's
okay?
true.
Yes.
And there are going to be a lot of changes here coming up. Peyton Manning, obviously the big question mark. John Fox, the second big question mark. And let me just go through this real quick with you guys. Wes Welker,
Yep.
free agent,
Yeah.
not going to be back.
No.
Demarius Thomas, free agent,
He'll be back.
hopefully be back. Terrence Knighton, pot roast.
He'll be back.
You think?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And you go down to Raheem Moore, Orlando Franklin,
No.
Nate Irving, Julius Thomas, Virgil Green, Brandon Marshall, the leading tackler, Jacob Tamme, Mitch. You just go down the list, and what's going to happen to this team, in your opinion, Darren?
Well, you know, they lost 22 some odd guys last year from this team, and they still were the number 2 seed. I mean, there were definitely some spots, but I think that you can definitely plug in some guys in some positions. I think Julius Thomas, really kind of showed he was injured a little bit all year. I think that's going to be one to look at. I think you're going to see them try and keep Raheem Moore at a discount. I think what you'll see is probably Peyton Manning maybe taking a discount in order to get Demarius Thomas signed, Terrence Knighton signed. But I think they'll be okay. I mean, those happen every year, and I'm not too worried. You also have Sylvester
some big
Williams.
names, though. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of key pieces of your team this year.
A lot of star players, a lot of cash. So lackluster performance yesterday, especially after the first drive. There was really nothing else left.
Yeah.
If you had to give a game ball to someone, was there anyone deserving on the Broncos?
Bolden on special teams. I mean,
Omar Bolden,
yeah.
I tweeted right before the first punt to Josh Cribbs. I said, the ever-elusive Josh Cribbs. And then after he hit him and got that fumble that wasn't, I said, well, maybe he's not so elusive after all. And then on the next hit, that was again Bolden. I think, he's shown something on special teams, and he might be the guy that's the next up in the secondary to get more looks, because he is a cornerback by trade.
Interesting.
Now
Okay.
look, the coaching situation, John Fox has won 4 straight AFC West titles, 1 with Tim Tebow, 3 with Peyton Manning. I think what most people say, though, is that Fox's success is directly tied to Manning. All right, 13-3, 13-3, 12-4. Most of that is on Peyton Manning, not John Fox, because of that. What if John Fox is not the head coach of this team next year? What direction will they go in, do you think?
Well, it's difficult when you have, you have sort of an elephant in the room out there with Mike Shanahan there. I don't believe they go back to him.
No,
I don't believe that happens. I don't believe they go to someone like Kyle Shanahan. I don't believe they do that. I think that you look at maybe a Kubiak. I don't believe personally. I don't believe they're going to get rid of Fox. I think they're going to see what happens with the other head coaching jobs, because you have both your offensive and defensive coordinators who are who could get picked up. Yeah. So there's a lot of things to sort of shake out before.
Don't completely decimate it before. Some of it's going to be plucked away from you.
I agree with Troy Rank. I mean, all these things are intertwined. What happens if Fox leaves? Adam Gase takes a job. Jack Del Rio takes the Raiders' job. The Raiders are going to interview him for a second time again. So I think Del Rio's out of here for sure. He's going to be a head coach. But Peyton Manning's decision hinges on who's the head coach and who's his offensive coordinator. I mean, all these things are tied in. I think John Elway's got to figure out, if you get rid of Fox, you're stuck. Does Peyton not come back? And then who do you get in to take Peyton's place? Brock Osweiler, or is there... As Troy said, there's no elite quarterbacks out there that are going to ride in here and make a Super Bowl run next year. My opinion, if you get rid of Fox, you make Adam Gase the head coach. Gase is the hottest candidate right now for other jobs. Why would you let a guy leave and take another job if you've got him right now? Offer him the head job. Peyton comes back, one more run, and see what happens.
Or because of the season, do you think Gase and Del Rio for sure are gone?
I don't think anything's for sure right now. The only thing I think for sure is when I was in the press conference last night when Peyton Manning talked about that he wasn't sure whether or not he was going to retire or not, I don't believe he's retiring. I think that the injury to his leg was a little bit more serious than we thought for a 38-year-old, and he's not like Aaron Rodgers, who with a one bad leg can still throw it. He doesn't have the arm strength. I think that another factor is that they did change the emphasis of the offense midway through the season, and he would like to get a full season with one
One way or the other, yeah.
Yep. I think that there's and you got to remember, you still are 12-4 and
right, exactly,
or 11-5, whatever you were, and you're you were one bad game away from winning the home field throughout the playoffs. So it's not like it's terrible.
Right.
Concerning about the 5-yard run, yeah, because Peyton Manning's like the guy who will go to Las Vegas and play blackjack and play it exactly how you ought to play it. Right. Whereas Brady's the guy who will sometimes hit on 18 and will stay on 6, and he'll oftentimes might lose it, but he often knows how to win it.
Gambles a bit more.
Yep. Yeah. You look at the other quarterbacks that are still in the chase. I mean, you got Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, and Andrew Luck.
Yep.
Right. I mean,
not too shabby.
Right.
No.
Peyton at this point is a notch below that.
Those guys.
After last night's game, he is not one of the top 4 elite quarterbacks in the game at this point.
Yeah. No.
But on the other side of the coin, I'm more than willing to have Peyton Manning come back.
Because look what
and make one more run. That window is closing. It's not completely closed to me. There's that much left next season.
Yeah, I agree. I think you bring him back. I mean, there's, who are you going to bring back? I mean, if you think of Carson Palmer. I mean, I would have Peyton Manning before Carson Palmer. I would, however, take another quarterback in the draft, I think.
Right.
There's a couple guys out there
So there will be a plan B, because there hasn't been one.
Well, right. I think that
there hasn't been.
Well, they've wanted to, to bring up someone to
they were working on the
his
defense,
needs.
and
But look for someone like Sean Mannion.
Right.
Or Mr. Grayson from CSU coming in the second, third round as maybe a little bit more competition, and someone who can also come in and learn it. Mannion, I think, would be an interesting choice because he came back to Oregon State, is one of those guys that has escapability. He's tall, strong guy.
Like Brock Osweiler.
Yep.
No, look, I can't, for me, it's hard to imagine this team without Peyton Manning. It really is. Because I don't know what it would look like, what the offense would do, what direction it would go. Would it be a strong running game behind C.J. Anderson and just a game manager at quarterback? Can you win a championship like that? I have a hard time imagining no Peyton Manning next year. I really do. I hope he comes back, because I think a healthy Peyton, he's got a whole offseason to get healthy. He will be 39, obviously. I'd rather see what he can do next year as opposed to going in a different direction.
Do you think maybe now he understands some of the limitations?
Well, I think what he understands now is that teams are playing him differently because of those limitations.
Right.
I had never even thought that you challenge Peyton Manning to make the long throw because you figure that he can't make those long throws all the time, which I thought was a unique defense. So he's going to go back, I think, and look at some of those, the new ways that teams are attacking him in order to fix those. I think that's what his
to better
real
himself.
Is.
Yeah. Well, given the alternative, exactly. How do you picture this team without him?
Well, there's Tim Tebow's always available.
Wow. Look, I love Tim Tebow. I've never seen a run like we saw, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Never seen it in the NFL. But it's not going to happen.
No,
I know you're not. I know you're joking.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But it all ties back into the coaching staff. And I think that's why Peyton said last night, I can't tell you if I'm coming back.
Because we don't know what to make of that.
As Troy said, half of because of his performance, the other half is because he doesn't know what the franchise and the management is going to look like coming back.
Yeah. And keep this in mind. Peyton Manning, in every press conference that he's been at, where I've been at when him in there, and when I've asked him questions, he couldn't tell you what he had for breakfast until he sees the tape tomorrow. So
we got to wrap it up.
We're going to send it over to Weather.
But you're right.
Good point.
Thanks, Darren.